Yo, what up? My name's Don, and today we're going to be checking out the 7th track off Sylosis' new album, The New Flesh, which just dropped 2 days ago on Friday, February 20th, 2026. The whole album has been absolutely amazing so far. Just finished listening to Spared from the Guillotine, the last track that had a music video apart from the first 3 music videos that dropped before the album released. And moving on to the last couple songs of the album that I haven't heard, there's only 4 left. I can't wait to see how they wrap this album up because it's been huge energy so far in the songs that I've been listening to today. So without further ado, let's hop right in and check out the 7th track, Adorn My Throne by Sylosis. Perhaps the first slow track on the album? Slower? It was a lie. This sounds very end of the world. This is sick. Love the echoey drums. That's super cool. They sound heavy. This song is different, man. I like it. I like it a lot. What a surprise. Wow, dude. It almost sounds like a different band. Whoa, that came out of nowhere. That ending came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that. That was probably the most, so far, the most jarring transition of all the songs I've ever heard. Just in the sense that that's a riff that kind of just came out of nowhere and, kind of surprised me. Um, that song was different. That song felt a little bit post-rocky. It felt a little bit industrial metal. It felt a little bit like Fear Factory-ish with some of the sounds and the tones and the soundscapes that you know what I mean? It still kept that energy, that Sylosis energy, but it was like their take on all these different genres, in my opinion, at least. Let's get back into it so I can talk about some of the things I liked and not disliked. I didn't dislike anything. I just talk about some of the things that surprised me, in fact. So let's get back into it here. So I wasn't expecting to hear, this ambient, almost futuristic, like cyberpunk kind of feeling, retro futuristic kind of soundscape off the bat, and then there's Sylosis with that Sylosis energy, right? So it's a shock in a good way though. It almost feels like you're fighting this like epic boss in like this retro futuristic world. Yeah, I'm really liking the few sections in the entire album that Josh has used kind of like spoken word to, get through a verse or kind of build up a section. Fantastic. He does it well. I think another person who does it well, in my opinion, and it kind of gives me the same vibe as Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. When Randy Blythe does his spoken word, I feel like it really just helps to embellish the song and really embolden that part that he does it over. And I'm getting that same vibes with Josh. When he does that spoken word, it really helps to build that vibe and it really strengthen the riff and the energy. And then, he cuts it in with that aggression, that razor sharp tone in his voice, and it's just such a awesome complementary, they just work together. Absolutely fantastic. At this point, I don't know what to expect from the next couple of songs on the album. This one really surprised me. This one, I like it, but I feel like I'm going to like it even more once I listen to it a couple more times, so that I can really start to feel out all the little melodies that are going into it and really just kind of get more used to this soundscape from Sylosis. But I think it's fantastic. It almost feels like this part is very like I don't listen to like black metal or anything, but it almost feels a little black metal-y. I'm like, you can call me out if I'm wrong about that, but that part just before this felt a little black metal-y. We have a very melodic and very uplifting solo section that again carries you through this idea that it's such a grandeur song where you're fighting or going up against this like cosmic force or something. That solo is super uplifting. And then back into a very powerful, reinforced rhythm section at the end here. It's just fantastic. I love how we get time for, at the end here, the riff kind of opens up. It opens up a little bit, allows the riff to breathe. It almost sounds like elation or victory. And then this is the only riff where it caught me kind of off guard, right? From that kind of elation feeling. It's almost like it feels like it's almost like a bit of a rug pull. Not in a bad way. but it's a bit of a rug pull from the the riff adjacent to it, the riff prior to it, the riff that feels like it's just very elating and feels like it's like you're just coasting off into the distance, and then all of a sudden, right? It feels very jarring in that way. So not in a bad way, just a kind of a pleasant surprise. Sylosis has surprised me overall with this album, and I've enjoyed it through and through. So that is not a complaint. I'd love to know what you guys think of that one. That is Adorn My Throne. Please drop the thoughts down in the comments down below. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.